Boxing truth here. Tyson Fury is still the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. It doesn't matter that he's vacated all of his world title belts. It doesn't matter if whoever comes out of this heavyweight scene now as the unified champion, they still don't have the rightful claim of who's the true king of the heavyweight division. They have to defeat Tyson Fury in the ring in order to get that claim. Until then, Tyson Fury is still the man who beat the man. As you can see in this picture, which title belt is the most important to Tyson Fury? It's obviously the Ring Magazine belt, because that belt signifies that he's a people's champion, that he's the man who beat the man and the true lineal heavyweight champion of the world. So as long as Tyson Fury still holds that claim, everything is all good with him, as long as he can come back from whatever he's going through. Now, when it comes to Fury, the past 6 months has been disastrous. More bad news has come out for him as the BBC has suspended his license. It could be a nightmare scenario if the BBC strips him of his license. It could be very problematic when it comes to Tyson Fury coming back to the ring, making his comeback. But he pulled out of training back in May. Hasn't been in the gym since this past May. The injury was bullshit. He wasn't hurt. And he tested positive for cocaine twice. But I'm still a fan of Tyson Fury. To me, it just seems it's a whole lot deeper than just Tyson Fury going through depression and testing positive for cocaine twice. From what I see, is some powerful people just don't want him to be the heavyweight champion of the world, because he's not going to play that role. He's not going to do what these people want him to do. He's not going to let them put the key in his back and turn it and tell him and say what they want him to do. He's his own man. He's going to say what he wants to say. He's going to express his opinions as he's done in the past, which has gotten him in trouble because of his controversial views on many things, many sensitive topics that I'm not going to get into. In some ways, Tyson Fury reminds me of Muhammad Ali. He is definitely one of the most charismatic, controversial champions in the history of boxing. He is truly unique, and I'm pulling for him to recover and return to reclaim what's rightfully his, those world title belts, because he defeated the man that couldn't be beaten in over a decade. Now that Fury's vacated his titles, he did the right thing. Doesn't want to hold up the division. Wants the other contenders to get their shot, since they're in the rankings and waiting to be called upon to get their shot. So now there's going to be movement in the heavyweight division. And it seems like there could be an unofficial heavyweight tournament that's going to go down for the fans. It looks like Vladimir Klitschko is going to fight Anthony Joshua, which could be announced very shortly. Maybe even today, maybe sometime this week. I was very surprised. But considering the circumstances involved, perhaps Klitschko's right for the picking. And I give Anthony Joshua a lot of credit if he takes this fight. With less than 20 fights, very inexperienced, and he's going to take the fight that Deontay Wilder and his team have been avoiding for years. And Anthony Joshua is willing to step up with just 17 fights under his belt. But if the fight gets announced and it's truly made, I give him all the credit to step up in there against Vladimir Klitschko with the amount of experience he has and the type of opposition that he's been fighting. It's very possible that the WBA could be involved in sanctioning the bout between Joshua and Klitschko, and it could be for unification. I don't see the same when it comes to the WBO, since Joshua Parker is number one contender and they're pushing for a vacant title shot against Andy Ruiz, a top-ranked fighter. Top Rank and Bob Arum have a very close relationship with WBO. A lot of their champions in their stable have the WBO strap. So I can envision Bob Arum getting his way with the president of the WBO by sanctioning a vacant title fight between Joshua Parker and Andy Ruiz. And it could be an unofficial tournament as perhaps Joshua and Klitschko will fight for unified belts, the WBA and the IBF, possibly a possible scenario, and Joseph Parker and Andrew Ruiz fighting for the WBO strap, and the winners fight each other possibly in March, depending on who wins. It could be in London, it could be elsewhere. It really depends on who wins. But that's how it should play out. In order to keep these titles remain together, so when Tyson Fury, the true lineal heavyweight champion of the world, is back and ready to compete when he recovers, his uncle Peter Fury has stated that he'll be ready to train perhaps in March of next year. So maybe Fury could be ready by next summer to try to reclaim what's rightfully his in those world title belts, including the IBF that was stripped from him, wrongfully stripped from him. But even whatever happens, if this unofficial tournament goes down, and whoever comes out on top as the unified heavyweight champion of the world, even with those world title belts around their waists, it doesn't matter because they're imposters, not the true champs of the heavyweight division. If they want to be the great champion that they want to be, if they want to be recognized as the true heavyweight champion, they have to fight the furious one, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.